Hello children, now we are going to learn the last part of South India. So in the first video we have studied about the Shatavahanas, Kadambas, and now we are going to study about the Gangas of chapter 9. So the Gangas ruled from 350 CE to 1004 CE. The rise and fall of Ganga dynasty rulers constitute an important chapter in the early history of Karnataka. So what happened? How did they become important in the early history of Karnataka? The rise and fall of Ganga dynasty. And the founders of Ganga dynasty claim their descents from the Ikshaku dynasty. So they claim the founders were claimed from their descent from Ikshaku dynasty, and they ruled from Kuluvala, Talakadu and Manyapura. Today we call it as Nelamangala, that is in Bangalore rural district. The Gangavadi kingdom, which began with the rule of Dandiga. So Gangavadi kingdom began their rule with whom? Began the rule with Dandiga, known as Kongani Varma, who was ruled by 27 kings. So Kongani Varma was ruled by how many kings, children? 27 kings. And Durvinita was a famous king of this dynasty. So Durvinita was a famous king of Ganga dynasty. Durvinita was a brave warrior as well as scholar, and he ruled for a longer period and gained control of Punata in order to strengthen his kingdom. In order to strengthen his kingdom, he ruled for a long period and he got. And how we will come to know that? Reveal that he has constructed many lakes that through the Nalala copper inscription. The Nalala copper inscription reveals, says that Durvinita has constructed many lakes for the purpose of irrigation, and he was a lover of literature and wrote creative works in Sanskrit and Kannada, and even he translated Prakrit work of Vaddakatha of Gunadya in Sanskrit. So which was in Prakrit, he translated to Sanskrit. Now let us learn about the contributions of Gangas. The king had a council of ministers to help him. So who is to help the king here? The council of ministers used to help the king, and ministers used to supervise different branches of administration, and administration in the villages were very systematic. So they were very up to date, and the village committee looked after the revenues, land revenues, justice, sanitation and defense. So agriculture was a main occupation. Along with agriculture, they had other occupations such as weaving and blacksmithy, and they had trade relations with other countries also. So though the society at the time of Gangas had been divided into different sects and castes, they were all interdependent. So how we are interdependent in the society now, in the same way they also were interdependent, and the practice of patriarchal undivided family was common, and social values was given more importance here, like honesty, loyalty, bravery and patience was very prominent among the people. And many centers, education centers were open, like Chaitalayas, temples, mats and agraharas were also open, and there were Brahmapuris and Gatikas for higher education also, and as well as few places were considered as a center of learning, such as Talakadu, Shravanabelagola, Bankapura and Perur. And here we have small story about Bahubali, that is about Gomateshwara. So you can go through this in your textbook, children. Since Gangas were Jains, they were belonging to which religion? They were Jains. Jainism flourished, and Pujyapada, Vajranandi, Ajitasena and others popularized this religion. And further they installed a 58-foot monolith idol. Further they installed how many feet? 58 feet monolith, single rock cut idol of Gomateshwara at Shravanabelagala, and made it a famous center. And you must have heard about the Mahamastakabhisheka of Gomateshwara, which takes once in every 12 years. So once in every 12 years in Shravanabelagala, Mahamastakabhisheka takes place. And kings encouraged both art and architecture, and they built beautiful temples as well as basadis. And the Kaileshwara temple at Manne, then Pataleshwara and Maruleshwara temple of Talakad. Kolarama temple at Kolar and Nageshwara temple at Begur, and the statues of Gomateshwara at Shravanabelagola are the examples of their architectures. So in these places they have built beautiful temples, and these are the examples for their architecture style. And the significant contribution of Gangas has been the tall pillars called Manastamba and Brahmana Stambhas. And the Gangas, kings were lovers of literature, and due to the encouragement to Sanskrit and Prakrit as well as Kannada languages, many works were written in these languages. Madhava II wrote contemporary of Dattaka Sutra. So he has written a contemporary of Dattaka Sutra, and Durvinita wrote the Sanskrit work Shabdavatara and translated Gunadya's Vadda Kate into Sanskrit. And Sri Purusha wrote Gajasastra and Shiva Madhava wrote Gaja Sataka or Kannada work. Poet Hima Sena wrote Raghava Pandavya. Vadiva Simha wrote Gadya Chintamani and Satara Chudamani, whereas Nimi Chandra wrote Dravyasara Sangraha, and Chaundarayas wrote Chaundaraya Purana, and these are the famous literary works of those period. So these are the important literary works towards the literature as well as about art and architecture of Ganga period. Hope you all understood about the South Indian dynasties, about Shatavahanas, Kadambas and Gangas. Thank you, children.